Good morning, Pastor. Good morning, NSPPDians. My name is Christiana from Bayelsa State. It was on the 7th of October that Pastor was, analyzing the testimonies. And there was this particular testimony that the man said his elder brother came back to Nigeria empty-handed. He also came back empty-handed, but then he got contact with the NSPPD and started coming, and then he was giving dates. So pastor was saying, now you give your date, give your date. So I just carried a piece of paper by my bedside and wrote date 7th October 2025. Say, Christy, congratulations on the payment of your debts by 17th of October 2025. Thank you, Roy. Signed. Then it was a battle. I don't know how. Immediately I wrote this thing, battle in my heart, in my mind, saying, the date you gave is too short. So even if you're expecting something, what you're expecting might be towards the end of the month or the next month. So why this date? The battle was too strong. So I now shouted, I said, shut up. Say what God cannot do does not exist. Besides, all these testimonies that are happening here, is it one day pastor will shout, take your own 1 hour, 24 hours. This one is even more than 1 week. So why is it too short? So I said, in fact, what God cannot do does not exist. A day in the sight of God is like 1,000 years. 1,000 years is like a day. So God can do it. So I just dropped the paper. And, I have this problem, this financial problem. I've been owing so much. So I have asked this money from my daughter and she turned me down. But after I wrote this thing on the 7th. On the 16th, she was coming. So my mind started telling me, ask again. I said, but I've asked and I know what is on ground. And she said she cannot give me. So why will I ask again? But the impression was so much. So she came and then I repeated it. I said, please give me this money, because if you don't give me, they will call you. Because this money is money that I must pay by this October, November latest. So the same answer she gave me previously, and then she left the house. I now followed her to the car park. She entered the car and drove off. So I now came back to the house. Only for me to carry phone, I saw her missed call. So I called her back. Did you forget something? This one that you are calling me. Say she has given me the money. Mind you, this money I'm talking about is in millions. Say, So I now opened my phone and there was the money, the millions, sitting down in my account just like that. How will you shout? I couldn't shout. I became dazed. I was just moving around the house. From room to parlor to kitchen, I was just moving like that until I now got myself. I said, okay, let me now transfer this money. I want to transfer. I tried like 3 times. The thing was not going. And then something reminded me, remember that paper you wrote? You said 17th. Maybe that's why it's not going. Then I remembered this paper. Look at the paper. Look at what I wrote here. I don't know if you can see it. That was what I wrote. So I said, okay, then I will leave it until the following month. So it was the following month on the 17th exactly. I went and paid this debt, and oh my God, this load that was on me over this long time, the load just lifted. And then the following week, God also surprised me. I had what I was expecting for. In fact, I don't know how to thank God. Thank you, sir. Roy, thank you, sir. Pastor, thank you, sir. I am grateful. I cannot appreciate you enough for all the labor of love, of all that you are doing. May God bless you. And the oil on your head, like everybody is saying, it will not run dry. Thank you, and God bless you.